Okay, this one is the preparation for your prelim examinations, as you can see here. So you need to notice that there are three ramps, X, Y, and Z. And this is the angle where the block starts to slide down, okay? So the question one is, on the diagram, draw an arrow to indicate where the frictional force was acting on the sliding block. So in your diagram here, right, you should draw an arrow using pencil, okay? Because the block is sliding down this one, so the frictional force you should draw this way, okay? Draw this way, the frictional force, parallel to the ramp in the opposite direction of the slide movement. Okay, so on which ramp would that be the least amount of frictional force acting on the block? Okay, least amount, that's mean okay, you must understand the concept. Because this is the angle, right, that the block start to slide down. Okay, so if the ramp has the least amount of frictional force, means the block is easy to slide down at the smallest angle. So your answer should be ramp X. Okay, ramp X. So how to give a reason for your answer? Okay, you try to think about that. I will share with you shortly the answer. Okay, think about that first, and I will screen share the answer with you now. Okay, let me. Okay, so the answer, as you can see here, I indicated here. I have modified the answer. So you say it's actually RAM X. Okay, RAM X. Okay, the reason you quote, right? Okay, RAM X. It required the smallest angle of the slope before the block starts to slide. This shows that the amount of frictional force between RAM X and block P was the least. Okay, so you put RAM X, and this is the answer. Okay, RAM X. Okay, not surface vector, RAM X. Okay, RAM X. Okay, so the key point is you must mention it requires the smallest angle. So this part also take note. Okay, it requires the smallest angle of the slope before the block start to slide. Okay, I would save it and send to you. Okay, let's see the other questions again. Part B. Okay. Okay, so what is the difference between block P and W? Okay, can you see P and W, right? Now there's another reading here. So the surface area is different. Okay, so block W has a bigger surface area. Okay, because you know some blocks are rectangular block. If you put it this way, the more surface area. If you put it this way, it has less surface area. So they say block W has a bigger surface area on one of its sides than block P. So I want to investigate if the surface area, right, has any effect. You look at here. Okay, this one. Based on the information above here, did the area of contact, okay, area of contact here, of the block of the RAM affect the amount of frictional force acting on the block? So you notice both also slide at the same angle, right? So it means they have no effect. Okay, so your answers should be this way. Okay, no. The area, okay, the area of the contact surface of block P and W were different. Okay. Okay, take note, I already modified this. This is the original question. In my question here is I changed the 120 and 150. Okay, I changed that. And also I changed the angle. Okay, so you just notice that the surface area was different, but both of them slide down at the same angle. So it means that they have the same amount of frictional force between the two blocks. Okay, same amount of frictional force. So I save this as well. Okay, do you miss out anything? But B. Okay, this is B. Okay, B and C. Okay, I didn't miss out anything. So this is C. Answer is no. You can take note of this, and then I will send to you shortly. for this one. Okay, next question. You Win put a box using a spring balance across a wooden surface ramp. So it's pulling upward, right? Yuan found that the temperature at the bottom surface of the box increased slightly after moving it many times along the wooden surface. So this part, right? He found that the temperature is high. Okay, is found the temperature has increased. So this one is quite simple, right? Because remember earlier, right? One of the disadvantages of friction, it causes unnecessary heat. Okay, so for this one, very straightforward. The answer would be there is friction between the box and the surface of the ramp where it's moving, which produces heat. Okay, so this part, take note. There is friction between the box and the surface of the ramp, okay, when it is moving. So as even you rub your hand, it can produce heat. Okay, so there's one, the answer here. Okay, next question. Okay, now he want to conduct this experiment, this part. Okay, we want to conduct experiment to find out, so you underline this part, how the surface of the ramp affect the forces. So can you see he changed the surface? Now he changed one to plastic. Okay, notice 700 is more than 400, right? So it means that the surface, the wooden surface is rougher or produce more frictional force than a plastic surface. So you notice I put here, use comparative words. So this is our question, you must use comparison. Okay, explain why is a force needed to pull the box across the two surfaces not the same, or why is it different? So in terms of answering this question, you must use comparative words like rougher. Okay, so the two surfaces is of different texture. So to be more direct, right, you can say that the wooden surface has a rougher surface than a plastic surface. Therefore, it produces more frictional force between the box, okay, between the box and the ramp. Okay, this ramp. Now he changed, the box still remain the same. He only changed the surface of the ramp. So in your answering, you should say, the surface of the wooden ramp is rougher than the plastic ramp. Therefore, there's more frictional force between the wooden surface and the surface of the box. Okay, so I save this as well. And I will continue the next question in the next slide.